As I listened to the word of God being proclaimed, it came to me that something that we all know, and that is every one of us needs encouragement. And whether we think about it or not, we're all looking for proof that God is with us, things will work out for the best. Well, I think there's a part of most people that can identify with the Israelites in today's first reading. They've been through a lot. First, they've been through a lot in Egypt. And now they're out in the desert. And after a long march, they're facing a legion of Pharaoh's warriors. Understandably, in my opinion, they've reached their breaking point. Maybe you can relate. This is why they remind Moses that they asked him to leave them alone when he first told them that they were about to set out for a promised land and for freedom with God. At the same time, you got to feel for Moses, right? Time after time, he tells them that no matter what, no matter how bad it looks, God will be with them and he will take care of them. And yet, like we at times, the children of Israel are filled with doubt and fear on their journey. So Moses tries once again. And this time he forcefully says, "Fear not. Stand your ground, and you will see the victory of God win for you today." Now God, seeing how all this was playing out, speaks to Moses. And he tells him what he and the people are to do. Moses, with the power of God working through him, will part the sea and allow the Israelites the safe passage. And then once Pharaoh's army falls into that trap, the walls of water will collapse and trap all those who wish to harm God's people. In this process, it's both the children of Israel and Pharaoh and his men who see the saving power of God and his care for his people. Well, in our families, as parents and grandparents, you might feel a lot more like Moses. You're trying to convince your children and your grandchildren and others to journey with God through this life. And no doubt, almost bet on this, you've heard the words, "Leave me alone. I don't want to hear it." I bet you've also heard comparisons about how other children or adults are having a great life and an easier time who don't seem to be following God's teaching. You might have some of the same feelings yourself, having sacrificed and not seeing the progress you would like to see, trusting in God, but feeling overwhelmed. Maybe it's your breaking point. This is when we all need to remember that God sees everything and he speaks to us every day. He's all powerful and he's all loving. And he will bring us through the desert moments in our lives, even when it looks like defeat is inevitable. My brothers and sisters, faith allows us to believe that if we stand our ground in doing God's will, we will see victory. That might mean making it through another day with not a major fight breaking out in your home. It might mean being able to convince a son or daughter not to give in to the peer pressure of alcohol, drugs, premarital sex, whatever. It could mean realizing that your husband or wife really does love you, even when they let you down. It could also mean you're not giving up and staying the course for another day. Whether you or your family are doing well, so-so, or like the children of Israel in the desert today, we are reminded of the need to overcome our fears and our discouragement, not on our own, but by trusting in God. And by seeking people who are faithful followers of God, people like Moses, who can direct us safely through the hard parts of life to victory with Jesus. May God bless you and your families this holy day as we remember that with God, there is victory, even on the hardest of days.